Most people are very honest, trustworthy people. Those people who are honest and trustworthy often believe that others are honest and trustworthy. And this is prime bait for a narcissistic person to take advantage and exploit somebody else's trust, because that person doesn't recognise that a narcissist will think and act and gaslight and lie and deny in the ways that they do. A narcissist is very good at gaslighting us out of our self-trust and out of our trust within others. So this video is going to be about 9 signs of people you cannot trust. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers. If you are new to the channel, this channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with in your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to recover from narcissistic abuse. If you do find the information on the channel helpful, please do subscribe. So when it comes to trust, I personally give people the 3-strike rule. Now, when it comes to narcissistic people, yes, afterwards we can recognise the red flags. The time we live it, we don't know what a red flag is, and it's very hard to recognise something we don't know, especially when someone is gaslighting our reality into not understanding our reality. So when it comes to people, we know within ourselves we can make a mistake, we can make an error in judgment, which is what makes us more forgiving to other people when they make a mistake or an error in judgment. Our biggest lesson is often our last mistake. It's how we learn. So how do we work out those people who have made a mistake and learn, and those who are unwilling to learn? When it comes to somebody hurting you in some way, yes, people can be going through things, people can have some selfish moments, people can make mistakes. So on that first mistake, this is a warning that you are entering the danger zone, and you need to guard your emotions, create doubts within that person and not yourself. Lower your expectations so that you're not the one that ends up frustrated if they do it again, and raise your standards and boundaries of behaviour you will and will not accept from them. I shall add the video for boundaries up here. Then, if they do it a second time, this is our lesson, that they did not understand us the first time. And sometimes, yes, people can take a couple of attempts to understand things. We can all make those errors in judgment. But when they do it a third time, this is a big red flag that they are taking advantage of your forgiveness. When they're willing to do it a third time, they are taking advantage of your kindness. They are taking advantage of who you are as a person to get their needs met. And this is when you need to let them go and remove feelings of guilt. You gave them 3 chances. They blew 3 chances. They are only going to make you feel guilty because they want to further take advantage of who you are as a person, not because they've learned from their mistakes. If they'd learned from their mistakes, you would not need to give them a 3rd chance. So when it comes to 9 kinds of people that you cannot trust. Number 1, those charming, larger than life characters that claim to be perfect and claim that they never make a mistake, claim that they would never hurt you, that they wouldn't do anything wrong, that brag and boast about who they are as a person, that flatter you. So they are easily to get drawn into because they are very charming and charismatic. And we can look at them almost like they've got it all worked out, they've got it all together. A big clue is, in reality, most people don't have it all together. Most people will have a low moment. They might know how to shift out of that low moment pretty quickly, but most people will have a low moment. Most people will make a mistake. Those who claim they've never made any mistakes often are blaming other people for their mistakes. These charming people are often arrogant people that are actually trying to prove themselves to other people to hide their insecurities. They cannot admit to their own mistakes. They don't see their own weaknesses. And they're not interested in knowing about their own weaknesses. These charming people are often unpleasantly proud of who they are as a person, and very often will go around pulling other people down to feel better within themselves. 2, entitled people, those who want everything their own way, those where it's one rule for them and another rule for you, those who expect special treatment from other people, those who believe someone should do something for them but wouldn't be willing to do it for somebody else. Those who rarely help out yet expect other people to help them, to be at their beck and call. Entitled people are often very willing to take from people, but very unwilling to give to other people unless it meets a need of their own. And no matter what you give entitled people, they always want more. Those who are around when they need you, but then fall off the face of the planet when you need them. 3, those who lack empathy to care, those who are committed to misunderstanding how they've hurt other people, those who are oblivious to how their behaviour affects other people's feelings, those who refuse to admit any fault or refuse to admit any wrongdoing, who get frustrated when you try to explain your feelings to them. They're not willing to understand those feelings, those who will use those feelings against you to hurt you all the more. Those where it's all about them. So whatever has happened to you, they will have always suffered something far, far worse than you. It's not to strike up that two-way conversation, to get that mutual understanding, to help each other out. It's all about, woe is me, give me the sympathy. I'm not interested in the pain you're in. You caused your own pain. What about me? So those entitled people that lack empathy to care for other people, yet expect people to care about them. 4, those who hold grudges, those who cannot be happy for other people. Those who try to pull down others' achievements and gloat about their successes, exaggerate their successes. Those who are envious of others, that are any good news that someone else receives, they will find the negative in that good news and pull that person down over it. Those who talk badly of others, that claim other people have all the luck. Those who claim that people only got something because they got a leg up in the world, that how they will play the victim of how they've had to work for everything they've ever had and not recognise the effort that someone else put in to achieve what they have achieved. They will shame people, blame people, humiliate people and criticise people. Those who hold a lot of grudges and seem incredibly envious of others. 5, those who always put other people down, as they feel entitled, as they're envious of other people, as they hold grudges against other people. They are always going to find a way to pull other people down in order to feel better about themselves. Those who talk about people to you will be talking about you to people. So watch out for those gossipers. And yes, people can gossip in life. When it comes to untrustworthy people, they will be gossiping to everybody and anybody, but they will be telling the other person that you're gossiping about them. They will find a way to excuse their behaviour in some way. People can need to talk things out with people, and they might choose one or two close people to talk things through with to get some sort of understanding with what is happening within their life. Untrustworthy people often talk to anybody who will listen, yet find a way to shift or excuse themselves from blame. 6. Those who deny any wrongdoings, those who will not be held accountable for their own behaviour, those who do not see any mistakes they make, those who will not be responsible for themselves, responsible for the things that they do wrong in life. You can often tell the difference. Narcissistic people are very good at playing the hero if need be, but they will somehow put the woe is me after all I did for them into the story somewhere. People who have often been at the hands of a narcissistic, untrustworthy person will often blame themselves for everything, live in hope that that person can change, and question constantly, yeah, but they can change. Oh, but I did this, I did that. If only I hadn't, which is often the narcissist gaslighting and projection into that person. But those who cannot see any wrongdoing in their own behaviour, those who are entitled but don't understand when somebody else wants something that they thought they were entitled to and possibly got, but they don't think the other person is entitled to have it. Those who deny other people of their happiness, deny other people of their respect, as well as denying that their own behaviour led to causing someone else to be unhappy because they lack empathy to care, and they lack the ability to recognise their own behaviour, or they are unwilling to recognise their own behaviour. 7. Those who blame, shame, humiliate and criticise all others. Those who have to put other people down. Those who just cannot be happy for other people. Those who, again, no matter what other people do, they don't see it as, they can't be pleased for somebody else. That envy stops them from being pleased for other people. They see the fact that they have to tear other people down to feel better about themselves. Those who cannot recognise their failings within life and have to blame other people and have to hold grudges against other people for their own failings within their own life. We have to be responsible for our own behaviour, but we do have to pass responsibility back to the rightful owner for theirs. With untrustworthy people, they pass anything and everything they can where there's some form of fault that is there. They will pass that fault over to somebody else. They will project any fault onto everybody else so that they can remain believing that they are superior and believing that they are better than all others. On to 8, those who don't take any form of responsibility for their actions. Or if they do, it's a case of, I'm sorry you, I'm sorry but, I'm sorry if. So again, they are denying they are at fault. They are shifting the blame onto someone else because they feel entitled to do as they please. So they will say, I'm sorry, I wouldn't, but you. I'm sorry, if only you hadn't, I wouldn't. Those who will not accept any form of responsibility for their own behaviour unless they believe there's going to be consequences that they don't want for their actions. So they will find a way to escape accountability for their behaviour by blaming somebody else. 9, those who lie. Those pathological liars that love to twist the story, even exaggerating stories, telling half truths are still lies. Those where they can have told you one thing, and then when you're in a circle of another friendship group, they're telling the story very differently, and you're sat there thinking, oh, it didn't really happen like that. And you know it didn't happen like that, but no one dare call them out on it. So, and most people might not recognise it. People who lie, people who say, I'm sorry, I won't do it again, and then do it again. Those who say, I would never hurt you, which is a bit of a blanket statement, because as much as most people would try not to hurt another person, we can make those mistakes in life. Those who say they would never hurt you and then hurt you in the ways they know would hurt you the most, and then say, I will never hurt you again, and then hurt you again in the ways that hurt you the most. Those who lie, those who let you down continuously are untrustworthy people. No matter how nice they can be in the middle, no matter how much they can future fake off those intermittent reinforcements of play nice, once they've let you down, that is your warning. When they let you down again, that is your lesson. When they let you down again, that is time for you to walk away and stop allowing them from taking advantage of you. No, it's not that easy when you've been around a narcissistic person. Once you are out of the situation, recognizing what you've been through, this is to help you recognize untrustworthy people in your future, not to blame yourself. I know I've done it myself. I know what most people are like. Most people will then look back and start blaming themselves. Oh, I saw that red flag, I should have known. Oh, I knew that, I should have known. You did not know at the time. This is not to blame yourself for your past. This is to recognize what potentially got you to where you are from things you didn't understand in your past, so that you can understand them in your present and use them as tools to help you avoid people who are going to take advantage of you in your future. If anyone else has any other signs of untrustworthy people, please do add it into the comments, because the more we come together, the more narcissistic people will lose their power. The more awareness we create, especially in the younger generation, the harder it's going to be for these kinds of people to exploit people and hurt people in the first place. The less hurt people we've got going around the world, the more happier people we will have in the world. I shall add, I've linked it in the video, I shall add in the description the video for boundaries and expectations and values and beliefs, as this will also help you in your future. Remember, it is about you. It is about who you are as a person, who you want to be as a person. Thank you very much for listening, and go out there and create the day that you deserve. We all have those moments that can knock us off balance. We do not allow those moments to derail our whole day, week, month. We have to find a way to pick ourselves back up, to find the humour, to find the things to be grateful for, to find the positives. This isn't dismissing negatives and stuff that happens. We can recognise those things. We can also recognise we don't have to let them ruin our entire day. We have a mind that we can use to help us find our inner happiness. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.